Hi and welcome to Popcorn. Today's video is a little bit different. I'm going to do the coffee film hashtag. So without further ado, let's make a start.
Popcorn.
So question 1. Black Coffee. A film that's hard to get into but has loads of hardcore fans. Now you're probably going to say that I'm saying this, to cause controversy or to stir up subscribers or something like that, but I'm not. I generally feel this movie is overrated. It's hard for me to get into. It's got bazillion fans out there. It's Goodfellas. I just think it's overhyped. It's not in the same league as Casino, Godfather, even The Irishman, and better than Goodfellas. For me, watching Goodfellas, I think it's hard to get into. Nothing much happens. I think it's a bland film. Joe Pesci is obviously the stand-up performer in there, and even saying that, I think Ray's awesome in it as well. But as a movie, I just don't think it flows as well as it could, or character development as well. It's just non-existent in my opinion. And people have this romantic feeling of Goodfellas, this romantic memory of Goodfellas, because you ask, some movie fans, what's the greatest opening line to a movie ever? They'll say Goodfellas. They'll say, ever since I was young, I always dreamed to be a gangster, or whatever it is. And actually, that's not even the first line. There's many lines before that. That is in the first sequence of the film, but it's not the first line. So I think people have this view of that film which makes them love it, romanticize about it, and it really appeals for them, and good it feels that way for them. But for me, Goodfellas, it's hard to get into. I just can't appreciate it, but I do own it. It's over there in the background. I do own it. I watched it again this year, and again it just does not pull me in. Question number 2. Peppermint Mocha, a film that gets more popular during the holiday season. Simply, Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase, classic. Every December it's out there, and as soon as you see this in the TV guide, you know it's Christmas. The third question, Hot Chocolate, your favourite children's film. Classic Goonies. Absolutely adore this film. Again, I've got it up there somewhere, the collector's edition. It is just magnificent. The boondocks, the setting, the adventure, the scale of the movie. It's magical. Number 4, a double shot of espresso, a film that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. And this one goes to Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. Uncut Jams.
Adam Sandler is absolutely terrific in this one, and probably should be nominated, if not won, the Oscar for his role. The movie just draws you in, it sucks you in. Will his big gamble pay off? Will his family life, the mob, all the betting, his business, it's all crumble around, but will his big gamble pay off? A terrific film, absolutely terrific. Number 5, Starbucks, a film you see everywhere. I'm going to cheat on this one. I'm not going to pick one film. I'm going to pick a studio. That's Marvel. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the Marvels for what they are. I got them up there in the bookcase, all 20 or so. And that is the point. There's 28 or so movies. There's the Disney Plus shows. There's about 10 events now a year. It's a little too much for the average viewer to keep a track on. If you don't watch the Disney Plus shows, you're likely to miss out on the fuller picture of what the movies are. Case in point is probably WandaVision and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, how they're interlinked. If you didn't watch the TV show, you're probably not going to get the full effect of the movie. But Marvel, is it more now quantity rather than quality? When they really should be focused on quality rather than the quantity. But having said that, I do enjoy the Marvel movies. I do enjoy the franchise. but I do worry about the next couple of years. Phase 5 and 6 do look interesting, but it could be make or break time for Marvel. Question 6. Hipster coffee shop. Give an indie film a shout out. Okay, so I think Blair Witch. Blair Witch is got to be considered probably the biggest impacted indie film of all time. Micro budget and number of copycats have came afterwards is just phenomenal. I went to see this on opening night when it was released here in the UK, and yeah, I think it's stuck with me ever since. Yeah, it's not scary, but for what they did at the time, the fan footage, movies, it's all from Blair Witch. Question 7. Oops, I accidentally got decaf. Hate when that happens, I really do hate when it happens. A film you expected more from. Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. It's a travesty, really. That film has, yes, it has one or two good points, but it totally does not appreciate the character of Indiana Jones. It doesn't appreciate the original trilogy, the UFO space. It doesn't fit with Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones should be relics, religious relics, artifacts from crusades, etc. And this really, for me, is where it jumped the shark. Can Indiana Jones 5 bring the magic back? Harrison Ford a bit too old. We'll have to wait and see. But Crystal Skull was a severe misstep from Spielberg. Question 8. The Perfect Blend. A film that was bitter and sweet, but still left you satisfied. So the first one that comes to mind on this one is Yesterday. Now, I like rom-coms. I like the Beatles. So Perfect Blend. But it just missed out on something for me. It was just something that was wrong about it. It just missed a beat, if you like, and there's no puns intended there at all. But yeah, I think Lily James was good in it, but maybe a bit underused. Ed Sheeran, a bit hit and miss with Hey Dude. But I was satisfied, but it was just that extra little bit missing. Maybe a little bit of splendour. Question 9. Coffee with My Sugar. A film that you might love a little too much. Again, I am going to cheat on this one. I'm not going to pick one film, I'm going to pick a franchise, and that is Lord of the Rings. Never read the books when I was younger, didn't have a clue about the movies at all, but when I went into the pictures to watch it, I went to Cineworld to watch the Fellowship of the Ring, hard for me to say, on opening day. Got my popcorn, got my drink, sat there, and wow, absolutely blown away. Even that I didn't know it was going to be a trilogy, the way it ended was like on a cliffhanger, and you had to wait until the next year, then the following year. But that movie really drawn me into the fantasy world a bit more, movie watching wise. Lord of the Rings, for my generation, I would say it probably is the new trilogy. I know Kevin Smith and Clerks 2 was comparing Star Wars trilogy to Lord of the Rings trilogy. Even the trees walked in that film. But I think Lord of the Rings probably is the trilogy for a new generation. Don't flame me on that one. But yeah, a film you might love too much. I'm going to pick the franchise Lord of the Rings. And question 10. Friends Don't Let Friends Drink Starbucks. A film you try to force others to avoid. Well, first of all, not too wrong with Starbucks. Maybe a bit expensive. So I don't know what it's trying to say there. But to answer the question, I really don't tell people not to watch X, Y, and Z. I'll give them my honest opinion. Is it any good? Is it, how crap is it? How good is it? But they can make their own mind up and watch whatever they want to watch. I don't tend to tell them not to watch a film. I'll probably tell them to watch a film. Again, I think there's a lot of films out there which go under the radar, like foreign films, for example. You know, we've got some great movies this year. Well, this year in the UK, I would say. Drive My Car, Worst Person in the World, really should be getting looked at. So I really tell people not to watch movies. I tell people to watch movies. So that brings us to the end of the video of all 10 questions answered honestly. There might be one or two there where you're scratching your head out saying, how the hell has he chosen that? But it's personal preference, isn't it, at the end of the day? Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Do take care.